Hello, my name is Charlie, and this is my Christian witness. My confirmation verse is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. When I think about my life, I can see God's plans at work to prosper me and take care of me. I can honestly say I've always had hope because God provided me with a safe, positive, caring home. When I was 3 years old, I was placed in a foster home in Alabama. My foster family loved me, and I had other brothers and sisters there for me to play with. I was introduced to Jesus and church because they took me to church every Sunday and prayed in their home. They taught me how God and Jesus are everywhere in our day-to-day lives. Prior to this, my Aunt Joanne and Uncle Dave were working with Safe Families here in Indianapolis. Safe Families helps moms who need support by providing short-term care for their kids. Aunt Joanne told me she thinks God used that to get her ready for me to live with them. God's plan was working before I knew anything about it. I can look back and see a lot of ways that God used my family to support me. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my aunt and uncle for investing years of time and patience in me. I'm very thankful. I have always felt safe, and they have created a loving environment for me to grow up in. I believe I have grown in my faith because of the Christian people God placed me around, especially my family. Shortly after I got to Indianapolis, another member of my family came to support me. My grandmother came to live with us to help take care of me when Aunt Joanne and Uncle Dave went to work. I would also like to thank my Uncle Matt, my mom, and grandma. Like the disciples who dropped almost everything to go follow Jesus, they left their home in St. Louis and moved to Indianapolis to be near me. Now that I look back and think about it, their love for me is pretty amazing. They are all a huge part of my life, and I thank God for them. I also have 2 older brothers and older sisters who have shown me how Jesus would accept others. When I was younger, I thought I had been in the family for a while, and at this point, I knew that my Aunt Joanne and Uncle Dave viewed me as one of their own, but I did not know if their already grown-up kids thought the same. So I asked them if they viewed me as a younger sibling, and they all said yes. I learned about Jesus in school and at home. Morning and evening devotions at Camp Lakeview taught me things like what Jesus means to us as Christians. We also talked about what a Jesus-style life looks like. This helped my personal faith and understanding in why God sent Jesus to be our lamb. The lamb is to symbolize the taking and obliteration of our sins. It's almost how saying something is one part, but the follow-through is the main part. The 2 parts that we all believe is that Jesus is the Son of God, and the best part, He died to forgive our sins. God would send His one and only Son to die for us because He sees us as cherished children and will stop at nothing to be with us. So with that huge light of mine, I have never felt more confident or prepared to set out to be an inspiration to this beautiful world that God created for us. I'd like to thank my Aunt Joanne, my Uncle Dave, for spending years of time and patience on me. I would also like to thank my Uncle Matt, Mom, and Grandma for showing me how the disciples acted when they left to go follow Jesus. And also would like to thank my older brothers and sister for accepting me into the family.